Okay, so this is my first time doing a face cast. Right now we're going to start the preparations. I need to gel my hair back so that I don't get anything caught in the materials we're using later. I'm going to coat my eyebrows and eyelashes in Nivea cream so that baby hairs don't get caught. And then I will, instead of using a bald cap, I'll be using cling wrap to essentially take the place of a bald cap. So the materials I have are liquid latex and a little bit of eyelash glue to stick down the cling wrap. Obviously I have the Nivea cream, I have plenty of Q-tips here, my cling wrap, and the hair gel. Make sure that the edges of this lay flat, or as flat as possible. And because it's cling wrap and it sticks to itself, it'll be easier to stick in the back of my head. But for the front, we just want to make sure it's as flat as we can get it. Okay, so now that my plastic bald cap is on, I'm going to put Nivea cream in my eyelashes and my eyebrows. This is going to feel very strange. So you want to coat all the hairs, but you also don't want to put in so much that you can't get a good impression of the eyebrow. So I think I put a little bit too much on, but that's fine. Just take a little off with the Q-tip. So now we're moving on to the Alginate part of the face casting. I got regular set Alginate at friendsbeauty.com. So basically it's this powder and you mix it with water, and we're doing 3:1 ratio of water to powder by weight. So this is a pound of Alginate and we're doing 3 pounds of water, which once you convert it is about 5 3/4 cups of water. The other thing about Alginate is that it's a fast setting product. So we have about 5 minutes from the time we've started mixing this with water to the time it sets and we can't do anything. One way to kind of alter that is to use different amounts and temperatures of water. So we have the right amount of water, we're just going to use a cooler, really cold water so that it sets as slow as possible. We have as much time to work with it as we need. And we've pre-measured out the water, and that is right here. So I'm going to start a timer for 5 minutes, and I'm going to pour this in, and my mom's going to start mixing it. This is day 2. This is take 2. It was hilarious the first time. At some point we just started uncontrollably laughing, so we're gonna try this again. Face casting is essentially a 3-step process. The first step, which you're watching right now, is the layer of Alginate that goes over your face. Alginate takes minute details of your skin texture, of your bone structure, and it's what's going to create the mold of your face that you need to create a face cast. The second step is a layer of plaster bandages that goes over the Alginate once it's set, and the purpose of the bandages is to create a hard shell on the outside so that when you take off the mold, the Alginate doesn't warp or rip. And then the third step is to fill the Alginate with your plaster so that you actually have a replica of your face. While this part of the process might look pretty scary and intense, considering you look kind of like a mummy, it's really not. It's just like breathing through your nose with your mouth shut like you normally would. It's just kind of bizarre seeing the rest of your face covered like that. Having said that though, it is important to start working the Alginate into your face around your nose so that that'll set and then you don't have to worry about it, and you can push all the rest of the Alginate on your face up and away. Another important tip is to work the alginate into the deep set parts of your face, like on the corners of your mouth, your eye sockets, and anywhere you might end up with air bubbles, because you don't want air bubbles. And then lastly, it's also important to make sure you have a lot of hand signals with the person you're working with, because you can't talk and you don't want anyone to panic. This is the second part of the face casting process, which is the plaster bandage step, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just dip pre-cut different sized strips of plaster bandages into water, you wipe off the excess, and then put them on your face. The only important step here really is that you do a lot of layers. You want to do between 7 and 10 layers of plaster bandages, and that's about it for this step. Just a quick funny story. The reason we had to start all over was because the first time we did this, 1, our alginate was a little bit thin and a little bit runny, but 2, it was dead silent in the room. There wasn't any music playing. You could just kind of hear birds chirping outside, and at some point it was just such a bizarre thing to look at, a bizarre thing to feel, that it just became hilarious, and we both started laughing, and once I broke my straight face, I ripped the alginate, so that's how we had to start over.
Yeah. You don't look happy.
Woo, hi. I'm like drooling.
Let's see the inside.
It went through my lips, so I was like, I was stuck.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Natalie.
I got some air bubbles, but that's okay.
Hold it up. That looks great.
That's pretty cool. What's it? Oh, wow, I look like a mummy. That must have freaked you out. Look at it. Sorry there's not too much video footage for this part, but once you've pulled the mold off of your face, the first thing you're going to want to do is look for any air bubbles. If you find some, just fill them in with some clay, and also fill in the nostril holes with clay from the outside of your cast. The next step is plaster of Paris, so you're just going to look on the box and find the water to powder ratio and mix it all together before pouring it slowly into your mold. As you pour, wiggle your fingers along the bottom to force any air bubbles up to the top, and they should pop up right at the surface. This is going to be very heavy, so one of the things I did to help out with that is I scooped out some of the excess plaster of Paris from the center once it was set enough to be pliable. Then to finish it off, I smoothed it out with a finger dipped in water. So it's been at least 24 hours and we've been letting this sit and dry, so now it's time to take the cast out of its mold. Whoa! Oh my god! Look at the teeth! That's so cool.
Okay, that's a total trip.
Oh, I don't like this! This is way better than I thought it could have been. It's got every pore, skin pores. So I was a bit concerned waiting for this to dry because we actually waited like 36 hours or something ridiculous and it still felt wet up top, but I figured it's not going to dry anymore because it's been sitting in the sun. But it turns out this is going to be just fine. I think it still needs to set because it's a little, like I could scrape some off if I wanted to, but I think part of the problem was that it was encased in 2 layers of stuff. So now it can dry a little bit more thoroughly, I can clean up the edges. This is weird.
I've never used this. What is this? Oh my god. Tyler, does he use this? Not anymore. He used it for something. This is so gross.
Grease lightning. Come on, grease lightning. All right.
This is awesome shit. Seems like we need more water.
Want to grab some? Use the measuring cup. Oh shoot.
Just get up and walk with it.
This is already going wrong. Oh my god. That's freaking weird. Hi. I forgot you were there. You even got my little pimple. Got my little blemishes.
Oh, there's some here. Wait. Wait, I'll just do this. That's alright. It's... It's... Close your mouth. We may have to... It's too...
We're doing it a different day. This is crazy. I'm laughing too much. So you've made it to the end of my face casting video. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Also, huge shout out and thank you to my mom for doing that. I had to teach her the entire process from start to finish, but she was a great sport about it. And especially the first time around, it was probably really stressful. I know watching back all those clips and having to edit it, it looks pretty scary from the outside, even though it was comfortable for me on the inside of the alginate layer. Huge shout out to her because I couldn't have done it without her. So yeah, stick around, stay tuned for updates. I'll be posting on this channel more as the project gets along. Alrighty then, thanks, bye!